I am not taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me in the comments section. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. So today's reading, we are channeling messages from your divine masculine and your divine feminine, figuring out what is going on between them, what they need to balance or harmonize or stabilize in order to manifest quicker and more accurately. So this is about how to get into alignment, how to get balanced, how to get into a state of harmony between your most polarized forces in life, which is the difference between our masculine and our feminine. Now, another way that you guys can kind of take this reading as well is if there's like another person in your life that you see as your divine masculine or your divine feminine, and you can take this reading as a message from them. It's up to you how you guys want to kind of use this reading today. But this reading is definitely going to tell you guys, it's going to give you the 411, what you need to know now from your higher self, what it's been trying to tell you from the side of your masculine and your feminine. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys some of the oracle cards that I was using in today's reading. So the tarot deck that I used today is the Empyrean Tarot deck. The oracle cards that I used are the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle, Star Codes Astro Oracle, the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards, Angels of Abundance, and the Soul's Journey Lesson cards. All right, so let's just jump straight into the disclaimers and the meditation. Obviously, this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life. If you hear something that you do not like or agree with and think that you are just fixed to that reality, then you are not using my readings correctly. I conduct these readings for confirmation, not answers. If you hear something for the first time, please do not take that message without receiving confirmation from your higher self and spiritual team. Realize at the end of the day that you have the final say with your destiny. Your free will is your superpower, and what you choose to do with it will determine your life outcomes, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. So please be responsible and accountable for your own actions and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. For those of you that want to participate in this meditation, this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you need to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and help you select a pile with your third eye, not your physical ones, I will be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into it, I will be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that like to pick piles with objects on them. And after the clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you are drawn to another pile, that's because there is another message for you in that pile. So if you're ready, get into a relaxed position, become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet, and working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can receive messages from your higher self and your divine masculine and feminine, what you need to know from them right now for harmony, balance, and manifestation. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. On pile 1, I believe, is some sort of quartz. On pile 2 is amethyst. On pile 3 is celestite. On pile 4 is selenite. All right, pile one, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with you guys' tarot cards, 3 tarot cards in particular. So the card on the left will be showing me the energy surrounding your divine feminine. The card on the right will be showing me the energy surrounding your divine masculine. And the card in the middle is going to be showing me how they are aligned right now. And so let's get started looking into you guys' divine feminine here. We have Death card in reverse. When it comes to your divine masculine, we have the Moon card. And how they are aligned right now, the energy between them, we have the Star in reverse. Okay, pile one, starting off with your divine feminine. This is going to sound odd because it's the Death card here, but pile one, your divine feminine is craving life, actually. And you know why? It's because Death card, while in the literal sense represents permanent change, that's what death is as well. It's when the soul is released from the corporal body and the life that was is gone forever, right? So again, it represents the type of change that we never revert from. We can't come back from it. And one guarantee about life is that one day we will leave it behind. So at the core of the Death card, it represents inevitability. And this is why I say the Death card showing up for your feminine is her saying she's actually craving more life, because death in reverse can manifest as being resistant to any permanent changes out of fear of what, life may look like afterwards. There's something that you guys have been maybe trying to preserve or to keep locked away or confined. It's like you're trying to freeze time and keep something the way it is right now forever. Maybe this is your way of trying to protect that or even protect yourself. But the problem with that is it's unnatural. The essence of nature is freedom, freedom to change, to evolve, to shift, to create, to destroy. When we inhibit the process of life by trying to hold on to something as it is, we unconsciously create blockages, which becomes fuel to our fear of change. So your divine feminine has been starved of her own power because feminine energy is one with life and death itself. She is the medium that Source uses to create, conceive, and birth life into form. And because her womb acts as like this nucleus or this entry point, she is inherently connected to death, endings, closure, or in other words, change, and the inevitable changes that come with life. So, the divine feminine, she has to be plugged into that to be at the crux of creation. So pile one, where are you guys having trouble trusting some sort of process? There's a lot of resistance with this Death card showing up in reverse. And to be honest, I feel like for many of you, it's because you guys have maybe experienced endings, maybe literally or more metaphorically. Like you may have literally experienced some endings in your life, like actual death or a breakup or some sort of deep change that you still haven't grieved fully. And if you haven't given yourself the space to truly grieve until then, you may still struggle to embrace all the throes that life will take you through. That could lead to becoming a bit obsessive with control or, trying to use control as a coping mechanism to deal with the unknown. Death card talks about life being a journey where every single step into a new chapter will thrust us headfirst into uncharted territory. We are always on the brink of something that we cannot see and don't understand. So of course, if we're trying to hold on to something that brings us a sense of comfort or peace, even something as simple as a routine, I don't believe there's anything wrong with that until we become avoidant to anything outside of that. Because before we know it, we may become combative. We may start to see everything as a threat. And that's not truly living. Change, again, is inevitable. As difficult as some of those changes are, it makes life and the present that much more special. So don't spend your life holding on too tightly because you'll end up missing the best parts of it. And before you know it, you may end up creating an endless cycle or loop of almost being stuck on viewing your own life from this observant point of view, or almost like you are a spectator of your own life. You may end up, creating this cycle that you get stuck in where you were always living in the past, looking in the rearview rearview mirror. Again, that's not living at all. So your divine feminine is saying to free yourself from this. And for majority of you, it will have to do with finally grieving some sort of loss, accepting it and accepting that things are different. And you know what's crazy too? Is this might not be what you think it is per se with this death card in reverse. This might not be like a breakup or a death or some sort of closure or painful ending. You could have met your soulmate, for instance, got married, moved to a new state or a country, changed professions, started a business, closed a business, become a parent, sent your kids off to college, retired, bought a house, moved into your first place, graduated college, sold your home. All these events that's supposed to mark like a happy time in your life may also be something that you haven't processed or taken the time to say goodbye to your old life. So there might be like a new beginning that you haven't properly like grieved with death in reverse right here, which again might sound a little weird if it doesn't apply to you, but take it as it resonates for you if it does, okay? Now looking into your divine masculine, you guys have the moon card over here. So you see what's going on with your masculine, it has no clue how to show up for you, pile one, because your masculine is pushing along the path. It's been kind of like dragging your feminine through this experience, who has been kicking and screaming this entire way. And because the feminine has been so resistant to the inevitable, the masculine has felt disordered or uneasy in this as well. And if you've been dealing with indecision, fear, doubt, anxiety, but I mean to the point that it's almost felt debilitating, like you have trouble getting present or aligned with your own life, maybe even trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, waking up, getting out of bed, going and living your life, leaving your home, being out in public, going out in the world, making yourself present, getting present, making yourself visible, drawing attention to yourself. All of these things here can definitely be symptoms of this sort of a divine masculine who is feeling under attack or feeling like, I don't know how to protect what's mine, what I'm supposed to provide for, what I'm supposed to, secure. It's like it doesn't know how to do its job as a divine masculine. It's like when a computer, for instance, it's engineered to operate in a certain way, and there's some sort of misfire, and so the computer, it won't work. That's kind of almost what's happening with your divine masculine here. You may feel like you have trouble getting aligned with your own life. If that's the case, this is what's going on. You guys have been almost stuck in this dissociated sort of perception where you might feel like your life has been moving along without you, like you were physically there, but not mentally. If you guys have been struggling to be mentally present or emotionally available, this is why. Like I said earlier, it's almost like you are watching your life go on from the sidelines, like you're not actually there. You may have been using a lot of energy, attention, focus, and fuel on avoiding change. Death card in reverse over here, because it's not change that may scare you guys with the moon here. It's loss, it's suffering. You guys fear losing your happiness or peace, where the only way that like you can experience it is as a memory. That's what a lot of you in this pile that were intuitively drawn to this pile are trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid living in the past, where it's like, so you may try to hold on to the moment. With moon here being a night card, you guys may notice these symptoms get really bad at night as well, or you may deal with insomnia, bad night terrors, your mind racing. Your masculine has no way how to show up because it's there on autopilot. You're not fully tapping into your masculine because you are using all your energy on confining the feminine, arresting the moment. Okay, so try to let go, pile one. Try to let go, allow change, grieve the past or who you used to be or the loss that you may have experienced. There's a lot of emotion that some of you haven't been able to process or experience or deal with or feel as well, with the star card here being in the middle but in reverse. Star card coming after the most traumatic card in the major arcana of tarot, which is the Tower. It shows the star card in the process of getting back on her own 2 feet. I'm actually going to post a picture of the RWS version of the star card because it's very self-explanatory. But, she pauses in that card and she takes a moment to rest, to cry, to grieve, to digest that experience, you guys are almost trapped in a cycle of processing while living when you need a moment to deal with what you've gone through. So some of you, you've gone through some extremely polarizing life experiences where some of these experiences are like super happy or exciting new beginnings, and others may have been horrific or traumatic or painful. So every moment that you've been trying to brace yourself is because you might not feel like you can take much more change, even if it's good change. Pile 1, this is a time in your life where you have to focus on reconnecting to the moment, not so you can hold on to it, but so you can get out of your head and into your body. You might not know where to start, and there's a lot of ways that you can begin to, let go or process. And there's always professional help for sure. If you feel like you need some one-on-one type of assistance, you can also journal, meditate, use sound healing with music or healing tones, which a lot of them are, free right here on YouTube. Also talking to someone that you trust, going for a walk or a jog or a hike, getting into a new environment by maybe traveling somewhere different, reconnecting with some old friends or making new ones, getting back into a hobby that you love to do. The key here is in getting present with your body, because healing is not manual. It's not this hands-on thing. Think about when you get a paper cut, for example. You don't have to stare at it and tell your body how to heal it. It naturally does so over time. That is the same thing that our emotional body is capable of, but we have to give it space to do so. Like when you have a cold, you allow your body to rest. You don't go into a packed out environment and overexert yourself. You have to stop stressing your nervous system by giving yourself other things to focus on in the time being. So if there are certain spiritual practices that you love to do, like maybe working with nature or making your own oils or, setting up your altar space or doing a deep cleaning, getting back into your body is really going to help, and you will bring harmony and really restore connection back to your divine feminine and masculine with almost zero to no effort. So, you have cards here that say you don't have to do anything, because death is a natural process that doesn't need our intervention to happen. Star gradually gets back up on her own in her own time, and the moon is in alignment with the journey. It ventures down that path one step at a time. All you have to do there is move your feet one at a time and just really trust the process. Okay, so let's start grabbing some oracle cards here. Okay, so let's see what your soul needs, or what both your divine masculine and feminine need right now. Wow, you guys see that? Chiron, heal. Underneath the deck here, we have transits, climate. You guys is for Chiron and transits to come out, you guys, as Chiron may be shifting into a brand new house in your zodiac, in your natal chart. So check it out. Chiron is currently in Aries. Chiron in Aries is, we've been talking about this for the YouTube members and the Patreon members, just how pivotal Chiron in Aries is, because Aries is the sign, it's the first sign of the zodiac that rules the self. It rules identity. It's your own personal brand. It's how you see the world. It's how the world receives and perceives you, right? So when we're dealing with Aries, this is all about like this is how you step into your I am concept, right? Chiron details the point of trauma in a chart or in a horoscope. It's going to show where somebody was so wounded or injured to the point that it broke them in a very specific way. And the fact that Chiron has been moving through Aries says that a lot of people are getting back in touch with their own traumas, deep traumas that you don't necessarily heal, because that's what Chiron is. He's the wounded healer that never figures out how to heal himself. And that's how he ends up becoming a master healer and healing other people, because he can empathize so deeply with pain in general. So the fact that Chiron is in Aries says that a lot of the collective is getting back in touch with a personal wound that you don't necessarily figure out how to heal. You just figure out how to live with it. You figure out how to deal with it. You figure out how to cope with it. And the best way to channel Chiron trauma and pain is by productively using it or applying it to service and help others. So when you have, I've said this for years, when you have your Chiron activated, you heal others. You tap into your own very specific healing abilities. So, what you guys' soul needs right now is to heal. This is exactly what I was talking about. Your whole tarot reading is like, you guys need a moment to process, to grieve, to deal, whether that's through professional help or just taking some time to yourself. So with Chiron Heal, this is about you guys just taking the time to feel, to deal, to heal. And then we have here transits climate. So again, check to see if you guys know how to look at that. Your Chiron may be moving into a brand new house. Okay, so it's still in Aries for the collective, but in your own personal natal chart, it could be moving into a brand new house. And if that's the case, then this is going to, it's going to definitely change the way that you experience your Chiron transit. All right, but definitely check that out. Also too, with transits climate coming out, another thing that you guys may kind of need right now is a change of environment to kind of change your climate right now. Let's see where you guys are experiencing the most imbalance right now between your divine masculine and feminine. And we have here struggle. And underneath the deck here, we have unlimited possibilities. You guys may be struggling to see the possibilities when it comes to embracing and allowing and flowing with change. Okay. Struggle. You see this fish here swimming upstream. You guys have been taking the more difficult approach. Again, like we talked about your death card in reverse, you guys have been trying to resist the inevitable. You've been trying to avoid it, been trying to run from it. And that's the point of something being inevitable. It means it's going to happen anyways. This is where a lot of this imbalance has happened between your divine masculine and your divine feminine, is in this struggle between like, I don't want to allow certain things to happen that are fated to happen. They're supposed to happen. And there's nothing wrong with trying to avoid pain. That is natural. We don't run into pain and into difficulty and into trauma. But at the same time, once we have experienced it, once life has thrown something really difficult at us, if we don't take the time to deal with it and process it, we end up just repressing that heaviness. And that's what ends up creating that internal conflict, that internal war, that internal struggle. Okay, so this is where you guys are experiencing the most imbalance, is wherever you are struggling, whatever you're resisting. Okay, so let go and allow yourself to flow. Don't go against the momentum. Don't go against the wave. Flow into it. That's going to be one of the most difficult things for you guys to kind of shift into. It takes practice to flow. It really does. Like, I know it's such a cliche thing. You probably hear it all the time. I know I hear it all the time. Just flow, go with the flow. That takes a lot of practice, and more than likely it's gonna take the most effort for you guys wherever your Chiron is currently transiting in your chart right now. But just know as well that wherever you guys are flowing towards, you're flowing towards unlimited possibilities. So what you're resisting is unlimited possibilities. Okay. So once you let go of that resistance and you start to just kind of surrender to the process of change and allow change in your life, you guys are going to walk right into a world of endless possibilities in your life. Let's see what your divine masculine and feminine have been trying to communicate to you. Let's get some clarity. And we have here seize every minute. And underneath the deck, we have cutting edge. And seize every minute here says, embrace each moment with purpose, for time is a precious gift on your journey of self-discovery. Yeah. And then that's what I was, it's funny that it says seize every minute. And that is the exact thing that I said when I was just looking at you guys' tarot cards, is that it's like you're trying to freeze time. It's like you're trying to seize the moment because you want to keep change from happening, or keep the inevitable from happening. And then we have here gate of opportunities. This is your unlimited possibilities. It says pass through the gate of opportunities wherein new paths unfurl with boundless potential. This is that unlimited possibilities. When you guys stop resisting and you allow yourself to kind of just ease into whatever change is trying to come into your life, you're going to walk through a door of literally unlimited, boundless, endless potential and opportunities and possibilities. Like, it's going to blow your mind what you end up walking into as you allow change into your life, you guys. So stop trying to seize the moment, okay? Because you're keeping that door closed. And then we have here underneath the deck, cutting edge, slice through obstacles and carve a path towards your dreams. Okay, so, and then we also have here, clear the path, embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. So there is a clearer path somewhere for you guys. You guys may actually be, and that may be connected to your transits card right here. Something about you guys' natal chart, the transits that are occurring in your natal chart, they're actually slicing through some sort of fog. You guys may feel like you've been in like a foggy sort of place or mindset lately. I did kind of mention that you may feel like you are watching your life from like this, like out of body, like you're having like an out of body experience, just kind of watching your life happen without being really present. There's certain transits, the transits that are currently happening right now, or whenever you guys see this, because whenever you see this, you're meant to just know that even the celestial plane, the way that the planets are moving, are actually slicing through some sort of fog in your life right now. So some sort of path is going to open up for those of you that are like, I don't know where to go. We talked about that with your divine masculine, feeling like I don't know where to go with the moon card right here. There is a path that is going to open up for you. If it hasn't already, it's going to open up. It's going to become extremely clear to you where you need to go. And that is how you guys are going to shift into flowing, going with the flow and embracing change, allowing change into your life, is by following the doors that open up for you with cutting edge, clear the path, and then this gate of opportunities with this door open right here. Okay. So you guys are even in a state of transition right now too, with this transits card right here. Let's see what your divine masculine and feminine are working to attract into your life right now. Oops. Oh, hold on. Okay. We got 4 cards coming out for you. I'm going to read them all. I'm going to read all of these. So we have here, God is your source. So it's been trying to attract a closer relationship to God or higher power, your higher self, the universe, whatever spirit around you, energy around you. It's been trying to attract a stronger, closer, more intimate relationship to a higher power, or, just kind of getting you out of this like limited way of seeing or thinking. But we have here, God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. Literally, this is like the 3rd card here, kind of talking about a door being open for you guys to receive some new possibilities and opportunities. It says, in God, there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. If you guys have been dealing with scarcity, lack, loss, losing things, debts, anything where it's like you've been feeling like you're losing, that is because of the resistance here, the struggle. We have the card literally came out talking about struggle with the fish swimming upstream. The moment that you guys stop resisting and you start allowing change and you start flowing, God is going to allow so much to just move into your life, so much abundance to move into your life. And it's not that God is keeping abundance from coming into your life, but God does not force us to do anything. God is the one that blesses us and gives us free will and allows us the ability to choose. If you have a hammer sitting in front of you, you can go build a house or whack someone over the head with it. It's up to us, right? So when it comes to free will, we are allowed to choose. Do we want to go the more difficult route? Do we want to resist, or do we want to allow ourselves to have faith and trust in the unknown? Death card in reverse. Once you guys start doing that, you're going to tap into a source of abundance where it just feels like God is on the other side of that door, just allowing so much abundance into your life. Okay. When really the funny thing here is like, it's always been there. It's just been waiting for you. And then we have your focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety. What did I talk about with you guys with your tarot cards down here? You may be dealing with a lot of anxiety lately. This has a lot to do with your divine masculine over here with the moon card. It says may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and the attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. Focus on your priorities. Where do you guys need to take some time to grieve, to heal, to pause, to rest, whatever it may be? Then we have your dreams of abundance. This is that God is your source. unlimited possibilities, gate of opportunities right here. Clear the path. It says, as you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. Okay, so that's why the nighttime also came up when I was just looking at you guys' tarot cards earlier, that you guys may struggle with insomnia or your mind racing at night. Yeah, I did literally say that. This is also why you guys are, your crown chakra is really open. It kind of like really comes open at night. But it depends on what you're kind of plugged into. If you're just thinking about or stressing about certain things going on, then that may be the sort of energy, the information, the data that you channel. But if you start to like focus on like just meditating or start to visualize yourself relaxing, anything like that, you're going to notice that you start allowing in the sort of downloads that are, you know, from a higher source that relax you, that calm you, that give you clarity and a peace of mind. Then we have your words of abundance. You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Exactly. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and that is what you attract for yourself and others. This is you guys tapping into your I am presence, like we talked about, the Chiron currently transiting the sign of Aries. Underneath the deck here, we have donations, tithing, and charitable work. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you many-fold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies, okay? So the more you guys give, the more that you receive. Let's see what lesson you guys as divine masculine and feminine are currently under. We have here service. It says, I feel good when I can help others. Underneath the deck here, we have fear, like what we talked about with your death card in reverse. There's a lot of fear that you guys are trying to cope with by avoiding the unknown. And so, yeah, fear says, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So the lesson that you guys are currently under with your divine masculine and feminine and how to merge them together, how to harmonize them, is when it comes to service. A lot of you guys can heal the fear that you've been struggling with through acts of service. And we also have the donations, tithing, and charitable work that is clearly connected to your service card coming out here. But in what ways, you guys, can you be of service? You guys also have the Chiron healing card right here. You guys are natural healers. And so the first experience that you may need to activate with your Chiron energy is healing yourself slowly, gradually, truly. And healing is not linear. You know, it's not something where it's like, oh, you know, I started healing last year and here I am just feeling whole and great. And it doesn't necessarily work like that. There may be times where it's like we feel great, and then months or years down the road, we come right back to that same wound. And it doesn't mean that we're not healed. It just means that we're human. Okay. And so you guys may notice that the lesson that you're currently under right now, once you kind of get on the other side of it, you may realize that like, oh, I went through certain things in my life, maybe because I'm supposed to be in service to others. Maybe a part of my job or my life's purpose here is to be a healer in some way. And if you guys already kind of connect with the idea of being a healer for other people, then, you know, just know that when you are a natural healer, you're meant to service others by way of, you know, helping them to heal. Again, what did we talk about with Chiron? He suffered a wound that he never got to experience being cured of. And that sometimes goes hand in hand with being a healer. More often than not, that goes hand in hand with being a healer is you have your own wounds that you live with. And it's almost a way of keeping you connected to your work and to your purpose and what you're supposed to do for other people. Okay. So this is the lesson that your divine masculine and feminine are currently under is how can I be of service to others? How can I heal others' fear? How can I bring others out of, you know, whatever, heaviness that they're dealing with? How can I help enlighten them in some way? How can I help, you know, show them to their own power and show up for them or show up for the collective? But don't be afraid as well with fear and service coming out. Don't be afraid of what you are meant to do, what your purpose on this earth is, because it can be a little intimidating almost. Okay. Let's get a final message, you guys, about how to bring your divine masculine and feminine into balance. Okay, and we have Labradorite coming out, rhodochrosite underneath the deck. Labradorite here says the mind's eye. Labradorite raises your consciousness to connect to mystical dimensions and the highest protective energies. It strengthens your faith in yourself and aids intuitive guidance. Self-understanding says you are an intuitive being with the gift of foresight. Keep yourself grounded. The veil between the worlds is thin. You could easily confuse yourself with imaginings. Aim for clear insights. Hold on to common sense. It is your most effective tool in assessing intuitions and acting on those that are valid. Divination here says beware psychic vampires. Ensure that you do not have a leaky aura. You face a temporary setback, but a sudden reversal of fortune is possible. Be careful what you wish for. It may come true. Raise your consciousness to the highest levels. Labradorite indicates capricious love. Healing Insight says giving your energy away is bad for your health. Establishing an efficient interface with the outside world will protect your well-being. And this is how you guys bring your divine masculine and feminine into balance, by continuing to practice the good habits that help strengthen the faith in yourself, help strengthen and empower your divine masculine over here as you travel down a path that feels unknown, and really being patient with yourself, being patient with your own process, you guys. Okay. And also do not compare your process to anyone else's. That is so important for you, pile one. But other than that, you guys, this is it. This is all that I'm saying. I pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, peace, clarity, strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. All right, pile two, welcome to your reading. So we are going to start off with 3 tarot cards. The card on the left will be showing me the energy surrounding your divine feminine. The card on the right will be showing me the energy surrounding your divine masculine. And the card in the center will be showing me how they are aligned right now, or what they need to be aligned and more harmonious. So let's get started. The card on the left for your divine feminine, the energy surrounding her, is the 7 of Swords here. The card for your divine masculine, we have the 8 of Swords. Wow. And how to better align your divine feminine for a quicker manifestation or healing or just more harmony and peace in your life. We have the 4 of Wands. Okay. Some of you may be feeling like you're living with kind of like a threat in your life. With your divine feminine, the 7 of Swords, the divine feminine is feeling like she's under attack. More so in the sense that she doesn't feel safe at all. The divine feminine here is feeling like everyone is out to get her, or at the very least is taking advantage of her, using her as a stepping stone, not honoring her in any way, maybe even disrespecting her. There may even be suspicion or fear of people who seem like a friend or friendly are kind of like the ones to look out for the most. The divine feminine showing up in your reading is highly suspicious. She absolutely has no idea who she can trust or if she can trust anyone at all. Her kindness has been taken for weakness. She's been surrounded by predators. And because of this, she has developed a habit of having to look out for herself by trusting no one, not taking a risk at, making herself vulnerable or trusting anyone or depending on anyone at all. So this divine feminine is also living on the edge in a sense because she is so afraid of making a mistake. And I just heard that she feels unlucky as well. Like she was just dealt a bad hand because there may have been repeat betrayals and a violation of trust to the point that it's almost expected now. So your divine feminine feels like she has to be the protector or like she has to look over her shoulder. It's constantly being on the lookout. You might feel like you always have to be ready and prepared so you are not caught off guard or by surprise. In other words, you may feel like you always have to expect the worst or expect things not to work out in your favor or to always be on guard. And there's also this feeling of being haunted by the fact that everyone got away with their mistreatment or wrongdoings. And you may also have a fear of not knowing just how deep some of those betrayals or violations go. So there may be more information that you guys don't know about some wrongdoing that someone has done to you. And you may be a little almost like afraid or not even wanting to hear what else happened. Your divine feminine almost doesn't even feel angry about this, but just tired. Like I just see like a visual of her just tired, like slumped over, just tired. Like she wishes she could rest, but she can't. She has to be on guard. It's like she's tired, but she also can't rest or sleep or put her guard down at the same time. So there's this fatigue here when it comes to looking out for herself, but there's also this feeling of no one else is going to do it for me. All I have is me. Eight of Swords over here. The card of trying to figure out everything by yourself and getting stuck in the unknown and in the endless doubts. And that's how your divine masculine has shown up with your Eight of Swords. Your masculine is trying to stay ahead of the concerns. But because of the Seven of Swords, where so many transgressions and so many violations have happened, there's this issue here about being proactive versus reactive. The masculine is almost stuck with this Eight of Swords in a reactive state, which takes it out of its masculinity. Masculine energy is action-oriented. It is an initiator that incites or instigates. It's not natural for the masculine to be in a reactive state because that puts it into a passive position. And for it to be taken out of its own element, it creates dysfunction, as we can see here with the Eight of Swords. Your masculine is on an endless search for something better, some sort of plan to effectively deal with the Seven of Swords and actually protect itself in the feminine. It's like, for example, it's like your divine masculine is trying to figure out what's the best, like, I don't know, home security system. What's the best way that I can secure, my space, my home? Yeah, you guys have the Four of Wands right here. What's the best way that I can protect it? Your masculine feels like it is failing your feminine. And your feminine is supposed to be handled like the holy of holies, right? It's like the feminine is the most sacred part of you because this is where all parts of you are produced. And then the masculine takes that and expresses whatever the feminine creates. That's the divine operation. When the feminine is infiltrated like this and assaulted with betrayals and an unsafe environment, it stops doing what the feminine is designed to do. Instead of expanding, it contracts into itself. Instead of creating, it destroys in order to protect itself. Your feminine with the Seven of Swords has had few experiences in trusting the right people and situations without it leading to disappointment or pain. And the masculine with the Eight of Swords doesn't know how to break the cycle. And that's where your divine masculine is feeling undermined or victimized in a sense. Like there's this trap that it keeps getting caught in that leads to your divine masculine feeling incapable of helping or saving itself, almost like it has no power with this Eight of Swords. The way that you resolve this pile too is through the Four of Wands. This is the card of finding the very thing that you knew existed. In the Three of Wands that comes before this card, you see someone looking out over the horizon, which represents endless possibilities of how anything can happen because life is full of potential. Well, in the Four of Wands, he ends up coming face to face with that discovery. He not only ends up realizing that potential, but living it. So this card is where he is welcomed home after searching for something that he knew was out there somewhere. He didn't have any proof that it was out there. He had to walk out on faith. He had to go on this adventure, but he ended up finding it. So it's the result of following a God-given calling, and we step out on faith in that calling. So the Four of Wands is where we not find something, but meet the very thing that has been waiting for us. And it's a beautiful moment of clarity and validation. Four of Wands is the card in tarot of validation, where we get to say, I knew I was meant to have this. I knew this was out there for me. So you resolve the dilemma that your divine feminine and masculine are in by following a calling pile two. You are going to know that this is meant for you because it won't come from a place of fear. It's one of the few things that you feel safe and excited about. And you know the quote, follow the excitement. where do you feel a sense of like fire or thrill or adventure or passion, stimulation, but the right kind of stimulation? Because there's definitely levels, there's different kinds, right? So it's like not the nervous kind, but the kind that says this feels good, or this feels right, or this feels natural. Where are you most eager to go towards? When you start heading towards what makes you feel good, pile 2, you will instantly break this cycle in the 8 of Swords. Your inner divine masculine will almost simultaneously start to receive signs that, hey, I know what I'm doing. It'll instill a different level of confidence in you that puts an end to the wrong people and situations having access to you, because you will gradually move out of those environments that have kept you in what feels like enemy territory. You may have to be a little selfish with the 4 of Wands, but if being selfish means you get to protect your mental health, it's worth it. What makes you feel good or powerful or excited about life, or like you are making progress, or like anything can happen, that's what you need to put all your energy and focus into, as much of it as you can right now. Let's say that you've always wanted to start a podcast but didn't have a following. You don't even have a name for it. You don't even know what topics to talk about. You don't even have the right equipment. Pile 2, 8 of Swords. Leave all the excuses behind. That's the problem. The excuses right now are louder than the desire. That is the issue. You silence all of that by just doing it. Okay, so it's like, so what? You don't have the mic. If you have a phone, you have a mic on it. Okay, so what? You don't know what topic that you want to make your podcast about. Then sit down and just film an entire podcast talking about not knowing what to talk about and how you don't know what you're doing, but you're finding the courage to do it anyways. Do you know how much honesty resonates with people? It is your superpower. Authenticity is your superpower, because there's other people in that exact position, if not physically, then mentally they are where you are at, and they can relate. 4 of Wands, this is your people. That's what the 4 of Wands is about. It's about home, community, finding your tribe where you feel safe and welcome and heard and seen and understood. It's the doubts and the excuses that have been perpetuating a lie to you with the 8 of Swords right here, because whatever the masculine buys into, it responds to. And if the masculine says, hey, this is my reality, I'm unsafe here, or I don't know what I'm doing, it acts according to what it is told or what it is experiencing. So at this point, you have to get out of overthinking by simply doing or moving towards what you feel excited about. Do not let another intrusive thought stop you, pile 2. Also as well, don't allow anybody else's fears or doubts to poison your ideas or to poison your desires, what you want to do, or your calling, what you feel called to. There is a lot of people around a lot of my pile 2s. If you're intuitively drawn to this pile, your 8 of Swords is saying your divine masculine feels like it's an enemy territory, because there's a lot of people around you that are feeding. They are literally projecting their doubts and fears into you. And it's creating this environment, this mental environment of where you keep doubting yourself, or you keep telling yourself like, I can't do this or I can't do that. That's not even your own thoughts. There's a reason why in the 8 of Swords, I had to do this for the last pile. Some of you guys may have been also attracted to the last pile, but I'm going to upload a picture on the screen right now of the RWS version of the 8 of Swords. There's a reason why she's blindfolded in that pile and she is restrained in the 8 of Swords. And it's almost to say as well, and she's surrounded by swords. Swords, it symbolizes thoughts and mindset. There's a reason why she's surrounded by those swords, as to say they're not coming from her. They're not hers. And she has to do the very difficult job of raking through which thoughts are hers and which ones aren't. And the easiest way to do that is to, well, what do you align with? And you're going to know what you are aligned to, because the soul doesn't know fear. So if your soul feels like, no, like they made a really good point, but it causes you to doubt yourself or feel afraid, or it disempowers you, then you are not truly aligned to that. You don't truly resonate with that. But if somebody says something to you and you go, wow, that makes me feel good, that inspires me, that encourages me, that is something that you truly and authentically align to, because your soul is naturally empowered. So when you feel inspired, that is your true calling. That is where you're supposed to head towards. That is what you're supposed to listen to. And if there's nobody around you that is being positive or encouraging or motivating, start literally feeding yourself. Start intentionally feeding yourself the affirmations and the words and the thoughts of, I can do this. This is how you break out of the Eight of Swords. Your divine masculine needs to break out of this so it can protect your divine feminine and so you guys can find where you're meant to be. Okay, let's start grabbing some oracle messages here. Let's see what your divine masculine and feminine are in need of right now. We have here Gemini, cross-pollinate, and then debilitated discomfort. Okay, so this is funny because Gemini rules the mind. You guys have so much air energy in your reading because you have two swords cards. Again, swords is going to be associated with the mind, mindset, thoughts, perception, information, how we reason, rationalization, how we process our surroundings, stuff like that. So Gemini also is the sign in the zodiac where we learn new things, and it's also an extremely curious sign that is interested in learning. It is interested in exploring and breaking out of the familiar, breaking out of the comfort zone, because Gemini realizes the only way to learn is if I expose myself to new territories, new environments, new information. And the reason why Gemini's mascot is a twin is because it's supposed to represent or symbolize information being shared back and forth to each other. It's supposed to represent communication. What your divine masculine and feminine are in need of right now is communicating with each other. With the Gemini card right here, cross-pollinating. They need to get on a phone call and talk to each other about what they're feeling, what they're experiencing. Your divine feminine needs to communicate with your divine masculine what's going on, and your divine masculine vice versa needs to communicate with your divine feminine, because this is how you are going to, by creating that internal dialogue, this is how you guys are going to figure out what different parts of you need in order to come together. You guys being divided is what's almost keeping you guys in this Seven of Swords feeling of feeling threatened, and in this Eight of Swords just being surrounded by doubts, because you're isolating both sides of you. Your divine feminine is isolated with the Seven of Swords, and your divine masculine is literally trapped by all these other opinions and thoughts and doubts and fears. The way that you bring them together, what they need is to only communicate with each other and listen to each other. Okay. You need to cut off outside noise, pile two. That is so important. And it could be as simple as it might not even be physical people around you. It could be even like social media. It could be the internet. It could be all of these, the internet is full of think pieces. That's what social media is about. It's for people to go online into this, shared space and share their opinions. And it can get to a point where you are so inundated by all these other perspectives that you don't know how you feel. And that's where you got to cut shit off. Okay. That's where you got to cut it off. So what your divine feminine and masculine need right now is to create almost like an echo chamber where they're only communicating with each other for the time being. Okay. This is how you're going to get out of this debilitation discomfort. A debilitation in astrology is when we have a planet in a sign that it doesn't necessarily agree with. So for instance, the sun traditionally rules Leo, right? It's naturally debilitated when it is transiting Leo's opposing sign, which is Aquarius. Or the sun who is exalted in the sign of Aries is going to be in fall, which is an even worse debilitation when it is transiting the sign of Libra. So in other words, debilitations happen in astrology when planets are transiting signs that they're not used to or that they don't necessarily like being in, because astrology is just about sacred geometry. So it just means that it's it doesn't necessarily work in this territory, but they don't get to pick and choose what signs or, areas of the sky that they transit, because, the cosmos is spinning in a circle. So when it comes to debilitation, it talks about, I'm out of my comfort zone. I don't like being here. But that is where so many of you are going to grow. Okay, that is where a lot of you are going to grow, is in the discomfort, is by paying attention to where you feel uncomfortable and starting to, again, like we talked about when I was just looking at you guys' tarot cards, this is about you guys literally raking through those doubts and those fears and those opinions that you don't align with. I'm sorry, guys, I had a phone call. I think what I was saying with debilitated discomfort, this is about you guys working through the kind of mental jungle in your mind. You guys see on this card how there's all these staircases going in opposite directions. This is about you guys working through the areas or the mindsets that make you feel uncomfortable. And you guys may feel like in your mind, it's almost like going in different directions. And it's because you guys are in an environment, again, that was the first message that came through, where you almost feel like you're in enemy territory. It's difficult for you guys to get comfortable wherever you're currently at right now. And that could be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Wherever you are at in your life right now, you may feel very uncomfortable, very out of your element, like you don't necessarily know what to do. Like we have these staircases going in different directions, spiraling around all over the place. So for you guys, it's really important for your divine masculine and feminine to, again, almost create this echo chamber where they are only speaking to each other, so you can get clear-headed first. Then you can start allowing other opinions in, or, you know, kind of like branching out like that. But slowly do that. Dose yourself so you're not taking in too much at once, because right now you guys have lost your own voice. Mentally, internally, you've lost the sound of your own voice to where you're like, I don't know if the thoughts that I'm thinking are my own. So in order to kind of iron that out, straighten that out with debilitated discomfort and Gemini cross-pollinate, your masculine and feminine need to get back in touch with each other, okay? Let's see, where is the imbalance happening between your divine masculine and feminine? We have here abundance. Underneath the deck here, we have creativity. So with abundance coming out, that's really interesting that this is where the imbalance is happening between you guys as divine masculine and feminine. So abundance talks about being tapped into your own natural element. Our soul already comes here tuned in to the frequency of abundance. What's happening here with both of these swords cards coming out is your divine masculine and feminine are almost suffering from the wrong energy transference. And this happens when frequencies interact with one another. And that's the main reason why, after coming into contact with just about anything or anyone, we walk away feeling something, maybe better, maybe worse. Very rarely do we walk away feeling nothing at all, though. So for you guys, the imbalance that you guys are dealing with or suffering from is causing you to almost feel disconnected or separated from abundance. And when we're tapped into abundance, when we're tapped into our own soul, we feel naturally taken care of. All of our needs and wants are met, right? You guys' physical environment is where you're dealing with this quantum entanglement. Like we have this debilitated discomfort, these staircases going in all these different directions, the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords over here. When you guys tap into your creativity, you guys have some sort of a good idea. This is what I was talking about, you guys' Eight of Swords right here. And there's voices around you that are feeding you fear, that are poisoning your ideas with fear and doubts. You guys have a really good idea somewhere, okay? This could be an idea. This could be a calling that you feel called towards, like we talked about the Four of Wands right here. Whatever it is, your cup will runneth over. As you guys can see, this cup just pouring over. Your cup is going to pour over. When we talk about the symbolism behind a cup runneth over, we're actually talking about abundance. You guys need to tap into your creativity, because the imbalance that you guys are experiencing here is coming from, again, that quantum entanglement, your physical environment being too involved in your mindset right now. The moment that you guys shut up that outside noise, and again, you kind of just only listen to yourself, you create that internal dialogue, you guys are naturally going to feel called towards where you feel most creative. And that is going to really open the door of abundance for you guys. Okay. That's really going to help you guys get out of this imbalance here. So you guys may feel like you're dealing with a lack of creativity. You may feel like you've been in a scarce sort of place or dealing with a lot of lack. And that is because, again, there's too much outside noise. You guys gotta quiet that outside noise. Let's see what your divine masculine and feminine have been trying to communicate to you. Okay, we have here Crystal of Clarity. Underneath the deck, we have Walking Unscathed. Crystal of Clarity says, illuminate your path with openness and insight, readying yourself for a newfound understanding of content. And then it says on the other side, seek clarity, embrace honesty, face consequences, and sharpen your focus for personal growth. If you guys feel like called towards crystals, working with crystal healing, crystal work, anything like that, crystal energy work, use them. Like actually wear them when you're out and about. If you are in any sort of environment where you just feel unsafe, or you feel like there's a lot of chatter, a lot of noise, a lot of energetic noise, make sure that you're wearing a crystal on you. I know to repel negative energy, I believe it's obsidian that's really good for that. You guys could try some obsidian, even some black tourmaline I've heard is really good for that as well, with crystal of clarity right here. And then underneath the deck, we have walking unscathed. It says you are fortunate. Trap, what? And I think it meant to say an unfortunate trap was laid out for you, but you were too smart to fall for it. This is what I was picking up with you guys as Seven of Swords with your divine feminine. She feels like there's nowhere safe for her. She feels under attack. She feels threatened. She feels like everything is a trap. And it says walking unscathed. And look at that, protected. This was a message that came through from you guys as divine masculine with the Eight of Swords, that it feels like it's failing your divine feminine in terms of protecting it. And it says find solace and safety, knowing that you are sheltered and guided through life's storms to calm shores. So again, you guys, like this card here is basically trying to tell you that wherever you feel threatened, not that the threats aren't real, but they can't touch you. It's not that the threats aren't real. Also too, you guys have a tribe around you. You have a tribe around you, or you have a tribe that you're meant to find, which is going to become your safe space. It's going to become where you feel most protected, most safe, most secure, highly valued. Also too, your tribe, if you haven't found it yet, when you do find it, just know that they're not going to play about you. Okay. Just know already that you guys, your tribe, if it's not physically in your life just yet, it's already spiritually there. It's already spiritually there. You have a spiritual team around you that protects you heavy with this protected card coming out, but also this tribe that is coming into your life that you guys are going to end up finding, they're also going to feel very protective over you as well. Okay. So this is also saying that you guys are going to be finding a safe space or creating a safe environment. You guys will be moved into a safer environment very soon. Let's see what your divine masculine and feminine have been calling into your life. What you are attracting, what you are manifesting. Oh, hold on. That went flying. We have here, let go of guilt, and then clean energy food underneath the deck. Let go of guilt here says, when you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you have done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. This is funny because that's what I felt or heard coming from your divine masculine with this Eight of Swords, is that it feels like it's failing your divine feminine. It feels like it can't trust it. There's a sense of guilt here, you guys. And that is why this debilitated discomfort card also came out. Some of you may also be a Gemini. You may be a Virgo. Pisces is also kind of coming through here. Eight of Swords is actually ruled by Gemini as well. Seven of Swords is actually ruled by Aquarius. Four of Wands is ruled by Aries. But yeah, you guys may definitely be dealing with some sort of guilt here. That guilt is another voice that's not yours, okay? It's another voice that's not yours, and it's almost poisoning whatever you guys feel called towards with this Four of Wands here. Okay, so let go of guilt. And then we also have here clean energy food. So this is another thing that you guys as divine masculine and feminine are trying to attract or call into your life, is releasing guilt and clean energy food. So maybe even cleaning up your diet. And it says when you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. It's funny because with your Seven of Swords here and your divine feminine, I saw a vision of her just tired. I mentioned how she just seems fatigued, tired, almost worn down. And it says this automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas like what we've been talking about. You guys have a great idea somewhere, a strong calling towards something that's a really good idea. It says, in a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. Interesting that beneficial relationships came through. And we've been talking about you guys as tribe and getting out of some sort of environment that is just like toxic for you guys or not good for you. Let's see what lesson you guys as divine masculine and feminine are currently under. We have your health coming out again, like clean energy food. Health here says, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. This is about you guys getting to a healthy place, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but also environmentally. You guys getting to a place that is good for you. Okay, that's what I'm picking up with health, is that you guys are your divine masculine and your divine feminine. The lesson that it is learning right now is how important health is. Like, we know, just common sense, how important it is to be healthy. But what we might overlook, and that it takes a lot of people time to learn, is like what is actually healthy for them. Because we're all different. We all have different needs, different requirements, different even like love languages, right? And so things could seem so innocent or like innocuous or like it's not that bad. And it could be so toxic for us and we not even notice it until, we're feeling like the Seven of Swords or the Eight of Swords. So it's like the lesson that your divine masculine and feminine has been learning or kind of teaching you guys is what is healthy for you. So it's like for instance, we talked about how you guys may need to take a break from social media. Like if it's social media that's been sort of like just overwhelming you guys mentally, you may need to take a break from that. Whereas like someone else, maybe they could stay on social media all day, every day, but maybe their downfall or maybe what they feel overwhelmed by is something like, work when it comes to their job or career, something like that, or when it comes to their education or school. Everyone's different is my point. And so this is what your divine masculine and feminine has been trying to almost like show you guys or wake you up to, is that health is something that is like, it's not a one size fits all. There's specific things that you guys are in need of right now. Okay. So just like we talked about you guys' abundance card over here, abundance is when all your needs and wants are being met. And that is when we are in a beautiful state of health. Underneath the deck here, we have pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So another lesson that you guys as divine masculine and feminine is trying to teach you is how to be proud of yourself. That's another thing, because you guys have the let go of guilt card over here. Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords. You guys may your divine masculine and feminine is trying to also like teach you guys how to improve your self-esteem or your idea of self-worth, the way that you guys see yourself, your self-image. With the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords here, it may be something that you've neglected for a while or haven't focused on, or it may be a bit debilitated. Like we have the debilitated discomfort card right here. It's really important that you guys allow your divine masculine and feminine to show you how to love yourself. Like it says here, I love myself and I see myself in everyone, where it's like you can see yourself in everyone, but you also have a healthy sense of separation and wherewithal or even boundaries when it comes to what you think, what you feel versus what other people and what they think and what they feel, where it's not like cross-pollinating too much, like with this Gemini card right here, what that says. And a final message here about how you guys can bring your divine masculine and feminine into balance for better manifestation, more harmony, more health. We have here Eye of the Storm. And underneath the deck, we have Tiger's Eye. If you guys have any Tiger's Eye, definitely work with that. That may be calling to you. Or Eye of the Storm. I've never heard of this crystal, but I'm going to read it out of the book. And Eye of the Storm here, safe haven. That is the description of this crystal. It says, Eye of the Storm is a safe haven for your soul. What have we been talking about your whole reading when I was just looking at you guys' tarot cards? Your divine feminine is feeling like she's under attack, like she can't trust her environment, as well as your divine masculine. It's surrounded by too much noise. It says a calm center no matter what upheavals may occur, a life support system during stressful times or serious illness. This is why you guys keep pulling health or serious illness. Hold on to it during challenges so that you keep things in perspective. This is that Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords, keeping things in perspective. Self-understanding here says you may be allowing the challenges and traumas of life to push you off center. Yep. Four of Wands right here. It says stress and pressure are a major cause of your dis-ease. You could be focusing too closely on one aspect of life to the detriment of others. Look at the wider picture. Four of Wands here, you guys. Divination says time to relax and let go of your stress. Stay mindful rather than watchful. That is such a message for your divine feminine here, who like we talked about, she just feels like she has to be on guard and always looking over her shoulder. It says, stay mindful rather than watchful. Excess adrenaline adversely affects your immune system. Again, you guys' nervous system is too stressed. It says, switch on the positive potential in your cell walls. Meditate quietly to rejuvenate your DNA. Healing Insight says you can stay centered and calm no matter what storm rages around you. Soul Path is walking safely through the storm. You guys are protected. We have the protected card that also came out for you. You are protected through this debilitation, through this storm that you are currently in and seeing your way out of. Okay. Just trust in yourself that you guys will see your way out of this. And don't underestimate the power of your diet and how that can also affect you. Gut health is such a real thing. I was just having this conversation with someone else the other day. I am not a dietitian. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a doctor. But my theory is that like so much of our psyche or our psychology is like connected to the gut. I don't know. I just know from myself that when I have days where I'm eating a bit more cleaner, that the next day I end up feeling so much better, having so much more energy. It's easier for me to focus, things like that. So don't underestimate the power of like, clean eating, a better diet. That may be another place that could really help you guys as well when it comes to your 7 and your 8 of Swords here. But you guys, this is it. This is all that I'm saying for you. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with some tarot cards here. Then we'll be pulling some oracle messages to look into what is going on with your divine feminine and your divine masculine. So let's get started. When it comes to your divine feminine, her energy is coming through as the 7 of Wands. When it comes to the divine masculine, that energy is coming through as the Devil. And the energy between both your divine masculine and feminine is the Hanged One, or the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, so pile 3, this is very clear here. The connection between the divine feminine and the masculine, with the 7 of Wands coming out for your divine feminine, it says that she is feeling like she has to fight to be recognized or respected or heard or to get ahead. She may be feeling disempowered. There's also a lot of competition around your feminine energy. She's also fighting regression as well. There's like a deep fear here for loss of control, but more so like falling back into an old cycle or some old ways, or maybe even toxicity. And your divine feminine is almost trapped in a state of wanting more because she believes having more will secure her or protect her. But she is struggling to trust or believe that what is meant for her will find her and cannot be taken from her. Pile 3, have you guys been maybe struggling with your faith lately, or spirituality, or law of attraction, or just like believing in yourself, having confidence in yourself and what you do? Because the 7 of Wands is saying like, yeah, there could be conflict or tension in several areas, almost like you can't get away from it. But this, at the same time, it doesn't feel like your fight. This almost feels like you guys are the one that people run to for protection. Or like, how like a child will, like the other day, I took my son on a walk and a car pulled up. It was kind of loud, and he instantly ran and hid behind his dad's leg for protection. And that's almost kind of what I'm seeing in your 7 of Wands, is people running behind you, almost using you as like a shield to protect them from whatever battles are happening in their life. And you were born a warrior, pile 3, no doubt about it. But at the same time, it's like you cannot get away from it. You can't get away from battle or the fight. Like, it's all around you. And this is because the 7 of Wands is contagious. And that's what the wands symbolize in tarot. It's fire energy. And fire energy represents spirit esoterically. And what does the spirit do? It ignites you, or touches you, or catches you, or possesses you. It burns you because everything is inflammable. Fire can burn anything pretty much. And there's a reason why someone's spirit or attitude can inspire others, or influence, or impress, or even incite. because it's like you can talk to someone and walk away feeling motivated, encouraged, happy, or the exact opposite. You may walk away feeling angry, frustrated, lost. And fire is electrifying. It burns bright and powerfully. And this is why fire, or in other words, spirit, is what awakens people, because it illuminates. And so this is energy transference pretty much. And the Seven of Wands is the card that shows a group of people where basically they're rolling up on one person looking for a fight, and they get exactly what they came for. So this card showing up for your divine feminine says that her spirit is being stirred or fed by the battles going on around her. She's quick to engage them. And surprisingly, this doesn't take her out of her feminine quality, because feminine energy can be and is a warrior. Think of like Oya or Kali Ma or Sekhmet, Athena, Freya. It's not the battle that's knocking your divine feminine off balance. It's the constant state of being in warfare that keeps her combative, because there's too much going on around her that keeps her from being able to relax or, sort of put her guard down. And so it's like there's other sides to her. And right now she feels like the only way that she's being asked to show up is as a warrior when it comes to defending or managing a crisis, or being expected to be that strong shoulder for everyone else to lean on all the time. So if it's been a recurring experience for you to feel like others around you forget that you're human and are going through your own stuff, or maybe they're always talking to you about their problems and maybe never ask you how you are doing, essentially what that's doing is almost hardening your divine feminine energy to where she is almost becoming a little too used to always having to be on guard. So, if you feel alone most of the time, like you're the only warrior in your family or your friend group or at work or in your tribe, like you're the only one that's going to speak up, the one that people always come to get you to speak up for them or make the hard decisions and help them in times of need. This is why, Pile 3, your feminine is constantly inflamed, because she's naturally a warrior. But again, it doesn't mean that there aren't other sides to her, similar to those goddesses that I mentioned earlier, right? Like every one of them are fighters, survivors, but they have other gifts besides their strength, besides their ability to go into a fight. Many of them, like Sekhmet, for instance, was a powerful destructress, we'll call her. She was a brutal punisher who showed no mercy when she was activated. So she's associated with war, plague, and famine, but she is also a powerful healer. Same with Freya. She's associated with war and death, but also love and fertility. Oya, she is a tempest who is the embodiment of raging storms and their destructive power, but she is also someone who brings renewal and brings new beginnings and fiercely protects women. And so your divine masculine, because of that, shows up as the intimidation, or as the boogeyman, we'll call it, or the bad guy to protect the feminine, with the devil card over here. So devil card here for your divine masculine is saying it takes the shape of its enemy's worst nightmare in order to protect. So your masculine and feminine are very aligned. That's not what's contributing to the imbalance here at all, because they're super in sync. The feminine says, hey, we have a battle to fight here. And your masculine says, tell me who and where and what time. And it shows up like this here with the devil. So your divine masculine is not to be played with, because it has the ability to go lower than low to protect the feminine. And it has a sort of conscience that isn't haunted by doing what it has to do in order to protect. Like this is not, this is like walking away not feeling bad after going like demon time. As long as their loved ones are safe and good. There's no going lower than the devil, right? When we think about the devil. So if this is talking about another person in your life who is showing up as your divine masculine, let's say, then this is someone that would do, we'll call it damage for you, okay? They would do damage for you. They don't play about you at all. Or maybe this is you showing up as the masculine energy, devil energy in someone else's life. You would do damage for your loved ones or for who and what you care about. So if you were taking this reading and applying it to just yourself, where you're looking at your own divine masculine and your own divine feminine, you have a side to you that has actually scared other people, but not for no reason with this devil card here. They warranted this devil side to come out. Now, the masculine here accepts its fate as having to show up like the bad guy if the situation permits. But how the masculine copes with going to those depths is where the problem is. Devil card is obsessive and also trapped by the very things that it desires, because devil is all consuming. There's absolutely zero balance and self-control with this card. Devil card is extreme and is polarizing because there's this weird mix here of like torment and pleasure, being plagued by the things that he wants the most and that make him feel good. So it's like, for example, having an issue with alcohol, but not being able to stop drinking. At a certain point, it goes from like, I like this is a little bit of a buzz, this is fun, or it's a nice escape, to I need this, and this is beginning to hurt me or impact my life, but I also don't know how to stop. And that's the horrific process of becoming dependent on anything. It's the polarizing experience of being trapped between two extremes all the time. So your divine masculine has to be so careful about how it copes with the consequences that it's created in the name of defense and protection, with hangman in reverse right here. Upright hangman is someone who accept their sentence. They don't fight it. They don't argue with it. They agree with having to pay for their choices and their actions, or their sins, in other words. And so that's why they end up hanging on the cross. In reverse, this hangman screams to me, I didn't have a choice, or was the nature of the game. It was my environment. In other words, I didn't really know any better. I didn't know there were other options. I didn't know there were other ways to deal with this. I didn't know there was any other way to live and fight and survive and cope. Not even, I did what I thought was best, but it's like I did what I had to do. Back was against the wall. I did what I had to do. 7 of Wands. My back is against the wall. I'm going to post actually a picture of the RWS version of the 7 of Wands. And he has no choice but to, stand up and fight against those 6 wands that showed up to challenge him. And, again, your masculine and feminine, they are on the same page, but that also means that they are both in need of balance, because they are tipped over into the extreme, and they achieve balance through the hanged man here, which is through correction. Hangman in reverse says what's done is done. Whatever you had to do to get to where you are today, or to protect your loved ones, or to protect yourself, or because you were the product of your environment, is done. But now that you have awakened to pile 3, now that you know better, you do better. Now that you know there's other options or other ways to deal with the fight, or to protect yourself, or, to protect your loved ones, take those other options. You change for the better. Use your past as a lesson learned and model new choices and new behavior. Don't continue to respond according to old programs. You're beyond that now. And so this is about, living more intentionally and responding with the intention in mind of not sinking so low to the point that you throw your own, sort of masculine off balance, or you throw yourself off balance. Because the devil card, it can also be quite vengeful in a sense as well, where it just wants to do the same damage that was done to it. It can manifest in those ways. Let's actually start grabbing some oracle cards for you. Let's see what your masculine and feminine are in need of right now. Okay, so we have here solar flares activate, and then we have North Node future. So what your divine masculine and feminine are in need of is focusing on the future. Getting excited about the future, because, when we feel like we have a future to live for or to protect, we move differently. We navigate situations very differently, with a different level of responsibility, because it's like, I'm trying to protect where I'm going, right? So, what your divine masculine and feminine are in need of is some sort of plan for the future, some sort of vision for the future, some sort of goal, some sort of aspiration, something that is going to inspire you and motivate you to respond to the different fights and conflicts in your life differently. Because, it's like you can respond to a conflict in a sense where it's like, I'm so angry, I don't really care what happens right now, because you've activated that side of me. Like we have here, solar flares activate. This is what we were talking about, your 7 of Wands right here. This is your fighter mode, your warrior mode being completely inflamed or triggered or activated on go, right? So it's like when conflict arises, when things happen, that it's like we have to sort of pull out that Martian energy, that Mars energy, that warrior side of us. We can respond in one of two ways, either where it's like, I'm ready to go, I don't really care what happens, and we take things to the extreme. The other side of it is we choose to disengage or not even engage at all. And we choose to walk away. We choose to leave the conflict where it is at. So what your masculine and feminine are in need of right now, you guys, is in some sort of future goal or plan or aspiration or idea or vision in mind that can help cool off your temper. Because pile 3, I'm not going to hold you. A lot of you in this pile, I would not be shocked if you had issues with your temper, or if it was just very easy to, to kind of get you activated. We have solar flares here, activate. And so I wouldn't be shocked if you guys are easily activated, or easily just sort of like moved to react, respond, speak up, stand up for yourself. Like I said, you guys have natural warrior energy naturally. So it doesn't take much to get you guys to the point where it's like, what'd you just do? What'd you just say? You know what I mean? So again, what your masculine and feminine are in need of is some sort of future plan or idea or vision that is more important than the conflict, or is more important than responding to the conflict in your life. Like we talked about your Hangman in reverse. This is about making those corrections where you stay focused on where you're going instead of what is happening in the present moment, in the here and now. Because with the North Node is a very brain, mind focused sort of point in astrology. It's not a planet, it's not an asteroid, it's just a point in astrology that is related to the moon and her orbital path. And with the North Node, it's all about us feeling pulled in a certain place. North Node can also be a little obsessive if we are leaning too far towards our North Node. If we balance it just right, we can almost use it in a sense as almost like a compass to lead our soul to the places that we're meant to be. Okay, so that is what is going to help balance your divine masculine and feminine, is focusing on your fate, your destiny, your future. That's what the North Node is tied to, your fate and your destiny, a bigger plan. Okay, that's how you guys are going to bring your divine masculine and feminine into balance, is by activating this bigger plan or this bigger purpose. Let's see where the imbalance is happening between your divine masculine and feminine. Okay, we have here ancient wisdom coming out, and underneath the deck here we have grounding. So you guys are not listening to some sort of ancient wisdom, pile 3. That is where a lot of the imbalance is happening. You guys are naturally wise. You also have wisdom around you. This could be like a parental figure. This could be a friend. This could be a therapist. This could be a pastor. This could be your higher self, your intuitive voice. There's some sort of wisdom around you that you guys aren't necessarily, you may be hearing it, but maybe not listening to it, because this ancient wisdom is going to ground you. Okay, with ancient wisdom and grounding right here, it's actually going to ground you. It's actually going to still you. It's actually going to calm you, is what I'm picking up with grounding. That ancient wisdom that you tap into, that you listen to, that you take its advice, you heed it, is actually going to calm you guys. It's going to calm your spirit. It's going to calm your emotions, where you don't feel like it's necessary for you to respond to everything in your life right now. Like I said with you guys, the 7 of Wands, your divine feminine right now, it seems like she's almost surrounded by a lot of conflict, by a lot of battle, by a lot of different fights that she has to show up for, to the point that she's not able to relax. She's always on guard. And so you guys are not able to ground necessarily because you can't put your guard down when you are surrounded by conflict. So for you guys, where the imbalance is happening is when it comes to tapping into your ancient wisdom, or in other words, your higher self. Ancient wisdom is just divine intelligence. It's tapping into the higher mind of the supreme consciousness, or source energy, or God, however it is you want to label it or describe it, or the universe, universal, knowledge. When we tap into that ancient wisdom, again, we're able to see the bigger picture, like what we talked about with your North Node future right here. So the imbalance is happening by disregarding you guys' own wisdom. There's ancient wisdom that has been in contact with you guys, trying to guide you guys, trying to lead you guys, trying to inform you on what to do and how to navigate certain situations, especially when it comes to the different conflicts in your life. But if you're not listening to that ancient guidance, then this is where the imbalance is happening, and it's keeping you guys from being grounded and getting calm. Okay. Your ancestors as well, they may be trying to speak to you guys, or guide you guys as well, give you some wisdom and some advice. Make sure that you're listening. Okay. Make sure that you're listening, because there's a lot of messages around you guys. I can't even call them signs. This is like straight up messages trying to come in from everywhere around you guys right now, but you may not be able to see it because there's so much going on around you guys. Let's see what your divine masculine and feminine have been trying to communicate to you. How have they been showing up in your life? What situations have they been showing up in your life? Okay, so we have here, it says, be here now. Underneath that is roots of stability, sounds like you're grounding, and then act with clarity. So be here now says practice mindfulness to be present in the moment and gain insight. Okay, so this definitely sounds like grounding. And then take great care, nurture yourself, prioritize well-being, and tread gently on your journey ahead. So this is about getting more present, getting more mindful. Again, like I talked about with you guys as Hangman, this is about getting or living more intentionally. And the more present that you get in your own body, in your own mind, in your own life, the more you're going to be able to direct your own actions pretty much, and your own self. It's like emotionally, every single emotion that we feel is true, or we have a right to feel how we feel. It's our actions that can get the best of us sometimes if we're not careful. So it's really important for you guys to ground by getting present, be here in the now. So whenever you're feeling activated, triggered, like you need to respond in a way, like you need to go to the seventh layer, the depths of hell itself with the devil card right here, that is when it's time to get present, to be here now, to take a moment, breathe, count to 10 if you have to, take a walk, whatever it is that you need to do to get present and think about your future. Okay, that's really important. Think about your future. Somewhere in this reading, in this pile, your divine masculine and feminine have almost been trying to tell you, think about your future. Your future is more important than responding to something that's happening in the here and now in your current life right now, okay? And then we have here roots of stability. Ground yourself in what nurtures your being, establishing a stable base from which love and career can bloom. Again, this is that grounding card right here. Ground yourself in the roots of stability. Another way to stabilize yourself, when we have good roots, when we have a good foundation, we're really able to plan for the future, to look forward towards the future, because we have a good, we have a good foundation underneath our feet. So we're able to focus elsewhere. So this is why grounding is so important for you guys. So get grounded in what is most important to you right now, and what is feeding you right now, and what is peaceful right now. Also, we have, it says roots of success, secure your foundation, fostering growth and stability for a thriving journey ahead. Okay, so it's also really important for you guys to get grounded, because you have some sort of journey ahead where something's going to be thriving. Things may get a little bit more busy. And again, you're going to have to pile 3. What's really coming through for you guys right now, especially act with clarity, be here now, roots of stability, North Node future. What's really coming through for you, ancient wisdom, is that there's something really important here for you guys. I don't know if this is your career, your profession, your purpose, we'll call it. There's something here where it's like you guys are going to have to be really mindful about how you carry yourself. I don't know if you guys are going to be in front of a large audience. If I don't know what this is. It could be different. It's more than likely going to be different for each and every one of you. But let's just say, for example, that, you've always wanted to be an influencer, right? And it's like you end up going viral or blowing up or something along those lines. once you have a lot more eyes on you, I mean, even if you have one set of eyes on you, but once you have especially a lot more eyes on you, you have to be careful about how you carry. You have to be mindful about how you carry yourself, because if you are easily stirred to the point to where you respond to every little thing, okay, that could end up impacting your own reputation or how you look or how others want to associate themselves with you. And that's what's really coming through in you guys' pile, is like, you need to be mindful about how you're handling some sort of conflict or situation around you, because there's something that's going to be happening in your future where it's like how you respond to conflict, maybe even right now, the conflict that's in your life right now could possibly end up somehow impacting your future. So it's really important for you guys to ground, okay? To ground and to not respond to every little thing. I would be careful with that, because a lot of your cards, it just keeps talking about, you know, getting present, getting rooted or getting stable. And then act with clarity says, focus your intentions, navigate decisions with clear insight and purpose. This is what I was saying, you guys. Like, this is what I was saying with your North Node future solar flares activate. You guys need to keep your future in mind. Every conflict or situation that's happening in your life right now, you need to respond to it as though you need to respond to it while keeping your future in mind. Whatever you want your future to be. Let's say you want to be a business owner in the future, then you need to keep that in mind while you are responding to and dealing with and reacting to any sort of tense situation, stressful situation, or conflict in your life right now. Keep your future in mind. It says it right here. Focus your intentions. Navigate, like I said, live intentionally. It says navigate decisions with clear insight and purpose. Navigate decisions with a purpose in mind. How am I going to navigate this situation? Allow your purpose to steer you. Okay? Let your compass be your guide, let your future be your guide. Let your purpose be your guide. Let your purpose be your compass. And it's going to help you learn and know how to respond to certain situations where maybe you want the devil side to come out. It's going to help you kind of control that temperament in a sense. And then we have your clear mind. Sweep away any doubts that you have and know that you are right. Okay? So clear mind here. It's really important for you guys to get clear-minded. Really, really important. If you guys feel like you were just weighed down mentally, it's important to get clear-minded right now so you can start responding from an intentional space. Let's see what your divine masculine and feminine have been working to manifest in your life. We have here, do the work. Underneath the deck, we have cooperation instead of competition. Interesting, because like I said, with you guys, the Seven of Wands right here, it seems like your divine feminine is also competing. So that could be happening. And then we have your obstacles and blocks are lifted. Okay, some sort of obstacle or block is lifted for you guys. Do the work here says it's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you were being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. Okay, so something else that your divine masculine and feminine is manifesting for you guys is a quieter environment where you guys can focus on your work, where you guys can focus on your goals, where you guys can focus on what is important, where you guys can focus on your North Node future. Okay. And then we have here obstacles and blocks are lifted. All your good personal work and positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. There's some sort of like progress or forward movement with you guys' projects, with your future, with your purpose, with your passions, whatever it is that you guys like want to do, or I don't know what this is, but it's like, it feels like this is like something about you guys' professional life or your career, some sort of goal or maybe aspiration, like is going to be manifesting in your life. And this is why it's really important to be mindful of how you respond to certain situations right now, pile 3. And then we have your cooperation instead of competition. It says what's yours is yours and no one can take it from you. You guys see that? What's yours is yours and no one can take it from you. It's so funny because that's the exact message that I said when I was just reading you guys' Seven of Wands tarot card down here. And I said that your divine feminine is struggling to believe that what is for her is for her. She feels like she has to compete. She feels like she has to do almost even overcompensate in order to protect whatever she's working towards. And it literally says that right here. What's yours is yours and no one can take it from you. There is no need to compete, as there is an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. All right, pile 3. Let's see what lesson your divine masculine and feminine have been calling into your life. We have here gratitude. Look at that. Purpose coming out is definitely connected to your North Node future. And then we also have gratitude, purpose, and surrender here. Surrender to you guys. Surrender to your purpose, okay? Like I said, allow your purpose to guide you. We literally just talked about that a few minutes ago. Allow your purpose to guide you. Your purpose is going to help you navigate stressful situations and any sort of conflicts, because you're going to keep your future in mind. You're going to keep it in mind where it's like, you know how it's like, for instance, like, I don't know why this example is coming to mind. Like, let's just say that there's like, someone young and they spent their entire life fighting, but it's like they're really good at sports or something. They're really good at basketball. And it's like they have to learn how to channel their emotions and their energy and even their frustration, their anger, so that they aren't making certain decisions that could put their basketball future in jeopardy. That's what keeps coming through in you guys' reading. Be very careful about how you guys respond to conflict, okay? Gratitude here says, I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. There is some sort of opportunity coming into you guys' life that you're going to be very, very grateful for. Okay, this is the lesson that your divine masculine and feminine are calling into your life, are opportunities that put you in a state of gratitude, where you're more excited about the opportunities, you're more excited about the future than responding to current conflicts. Purpose here, I know what I'm here to do. Whatever these opportunities are, they're going to be in direct alignment with you guys' purpose. Again, this is all about you aligning to your North Node and your future. And then we have here surrender. I can't release my need to control. This is that Seven of Wands right here. This is you guys like surrendering to your future, surrendering to your purpose, and allowing this purpose to guide you. Okay, this is that ancient wisdom here. And then let's just grab a crystal message for you, pile 3. We have Trigonic quartz and turquoise underneath the deck. Secret work with these crystals if you feel called to them, but I'll read Trigonic quartz out of the book. Trigonic quartz is the soul's code, and it says Trigonics hold the secrets of the universe and rapidly expand your awareness of multi-dimensions. Trigonics are cosmic coding for the soul. It says you are an eternal spirit on a human journey. As a result, you may feel that Earth is not your true home, but remember that you are here for a purpose. Again, just like you guys had purpose come through. Roots of stability and North Node future. Expand your awareness, restructuring your physical and subtle bodies, beliefs, and realities. Birth your soul fully on earth if you feel alienated. Meditation triggers your soul's full potential and purpose. In reintegrating fragments of your soul, you bring about wholeness. And it says, recognize the multidimensional breadth of your own soul. Remain honest to achieve success. You guys have success on the way as well. It says, reach beyond apparent reality and karma. Let go of conflicts. I'm going to show you guys this in the book right here. Reach beyond apparent reality and karma. Let go of conflicts. Renegotiate soul contracts. Heal soul traumas. And the etheric blueprint. Expel toxins from the physical and subtle bodies to download higher frequency spiritual energies and integrate the light body. Your soul provides everything that you need for well-being. So what's interesting with this divination message that came out for your crystal message here is it's saying reach beyond apparent reality and karma, let go of conflicts. You may be at this point in your life purging some kind of like karmic experiences from like a past life, or even from like experiences that you had when you were younger. You may be purging those experiences right now, or purging that baggage. And a lot of the times what can happen when we are releasing past experiences, especially past experiences that have hurt us, it can be a lot easier for us to be spiritually agitated. And that may be what is going on. If that is the case, it's really important for you guys to focus on meditation and peaceful practices that's going to bring you a clear state of mind, that is going to ground you, that is going to put you in a state of gratitude, that's going to keep you in a high vibrational state. Allow it to purge from your body, and it's like, if you have to get angry, get angry. If you have to cry, cry. But again, it's about the action steps that you guys take, okay? This is all about correction, like what we talked about with your hangman here, responding to those emotions differently than you have before. Okay, pile 3, because you guys have something to keep in mind when it comes to your future. Something is about to knock on your door in terms of like your future, some sort of major opportunity, some sort of opportunity that could definitely be tied to your profession. But this has to do with your purpose, your life's purpose, the reason that your soul incarnated here. So whatever this is why the message is coming through so strongly, and it keeps coming through. It keeps repeating itself and saying, be careful how you handle conflicts now. Even let go of a few of them if you can. Disengage from them if you can, because you're going to be thankful in the future that you did, because there's something greater coming along that you guys are going to feel much more protective over. But yeah, pile 3, this is it. This is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile 4, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with you guys' tarot cards. Then I'll be pulling some oracle messages to see what's going on between you guys as divine masculine and your divine feminine. Okay, so getting started, the energy here that we have for your divine feminine is we have the Ace of Cups. Your divine masculine is coming through as the Magi or the Magician. And the energy between them, we have the Hangman again in reverse. Okay, so for those of you intuitively drawn to this pile, you guys have not been shying away from filling your cup, whatever that looks like, with the Ace of Cups over here. You may be indulging lately, splurging a little, speaking more kindly to yourself, trusting the universe a bit more, shifting into your receiving era, rejecting old programs that kept you from diving deeply into your emotions, or afraid of true intimacy. There's also this strong but like quiet feeling here that spirit loves you and what you want is on its way to you with the Ace of Cups. You guys may be at a place in your life where you have this knowing that everything is going to work out. Some of you may have recently reconnected with a higher power or spirituality or religion or even just self-care. And even if it hasn't materialized in the physical yet, there is this quiet and again loud confidence here with this Ace of Cups that says, I can take it easy and relax and put my feet up because I know that what I've asked for is coming. Some of you, if you have not already, will end up in a relationship pretty soon that also helps restore your innocence. For those that may feel like you lost your innocence or ability to love deeply, there's a healing relationship about to come into your life if it has not already, especially if you've been manifesting a healthy love. It's definitely coming in soon, or this could even be healing restoration in your own relationships. And again, this could be restoring your relationship as well with spirit or even yourself. For those of you that may have prayed or set intention for healing in some family connections, that will also happen. Many of you in this pile at one point or another, you may have lost faith in love, relationships, friends, family, even men or women or people in general, maybe even yourself, and you never thought that you'd feel this again. You know how people like describe their first love is like puppy love, and as they get older, they might stray from that idea that love should feel that way. That's what this Ace of Cups feels like. It feels like reconnecting with an innocent love. It feels like feeling that puppy love again, those butterflies in your stomach. And so this Ace of Cups also feels like trine energy in astrology. And trines are a main aspect. It looks like a triangle. And these aspects, they usually manifest situations that feel easy, effortless, and blessed. And we were just discussing this on Patreon and for the YouTube members, how trine aspects, they actually ask us to go on ahead and get up out the way, because they say like something is actually going to work out better. It's going to manifest quicker and easier the less you are involved and the further away that you are from the situation. Trine aspects in astrology, they feel like you are being courted by the universe, which might sound a little weird, but it's like when someone opens the door for you, or like after you've planted a seed and watered it, Mother Earth says, now let me do the rest. So you guys is like, there is some sort of other factor, external force here that is saying, you've done a lot, you've done enough, let me handle the rest. And you guys, Divine Feminine has crossed over to this Zen state where she refuses to worry or stress or figure things out on her own. She is completely surrendered to spirit because she is in sync with her own divinity. And when you align with your own divinity, that is when you start collaborating with God. And we're always connected to and working with source. But there is a difference between doing that unconsciously, I'll say, versus intentionally. With the Magi, the magician over here, you guys are intentionally working with, or in other words, co-creating with spirit, because you have tapped into your inner Ace of Cups God state. And you will know if your Divine Feminine has accessed this state because you're going to feel serene, calm, peaceful. You might be sleeping better, resting more, less bothered, and very strict about who and what is around you. Ace of Cups is the card of being fulfilled. It's the card of ultimate gratification and tranquility. It's interesting too, because the aces, they actually start the journey of each suit in the minor arcana. So it's funny how the suit of cups, it starts out saying, with the Ace of Cups, you know, I'm already complete. I'm already whole. I'm already abundant. I'm already ordained, blessed, and sacred. We begin each suit as an ace, which says, I am a product of the divine. And as we travel through that suit from the ace, then to the 2 of cups, then the 3, then the 4, then the 5, and so on, we're slowly working our way back to this Ace of Cups states by reaching the 10 of Cups and then the Queen and the King of Cups. It's a journey to becoming what you already are, or in other words, assuming what you have always been. So this coming out for your Divine Feminine says many of you currently are or will soon reconnect to your God state. And you may get there by first connecting with your inner child, the part of you that hadn't been shaped by the world and different life experiences yet. And if you haven't felt this yet, command it with the Magician card over here. One easy way to really shift your vibrational awareness is by speaking to your own energy field. And you can do like a meditation. And actually, if you have a moment, just try it now, get still, maybe close your eyes, focus on your body, and then speak to every single cell in your body. Speak life-affirming messages into and over them. Tell them, hey, we are healthy, we are happy, we are safe, we are abundant. Say whatever you'd like, but speak life into and over your being always. You can never do that enough. So for some people, they instantly feel a shift. For some, it might take a little bit of time. And that doesn't mean that anything is wrong. It just means that it'll take some time and maybe a couple more sessions for that old program to expire and for the new one to take effect. Now, with your Divine Masculine over here and the Magician card showing up, your Divine Masculine is cooking some shit up right now. All right. So it's giving like, hey, just let him cook. Magician is an extremely intentional character. He's literally plugged in like you plugging a charger into your phone. He's pointing up and down the RWS version because he is a conductor and is directing energy, telling it where to go and how to move, which is what makes him a master manifester. And it's funny because for your Divine Masculine, again, you have a card listed as number 1, saying that the Fool, he starts out as a master manifest. The Fool is card 0. He's not even really number 1. He's just, he's present in every single card, which is why the Fool is listed as number 0. And the Magician is card number 1. So again, this is saying that, the Fool starts out as a master manifester. He spends the rest of the journey through the major arcana coming back to this place. You guys are about to, if you have not already, remember or realize your soul's truth, that you have always been abundant. You've always been lovable. You've always been blessed, beautiful. Whatever you thought you were missing or did not have or had to go out and get, you're going to realize that you've always had it. It was a matter of seeing it or believing it, or in other words, becoming it. You guys don't have to ask for anything anymore, Pile 4. You just have to receive it with the Ace of Cups over here. And this is what you guys are remembering with both your divine masculine and feminine aligning so well. Your manifestation is already materializing because, again, with Magician here, he is stating how selective he is when it comes to choosing what he channels and connects to. When we point to something, it's because we are targeting something. And that's what the Magician does. He is purposeful and very meticulous about what he taps into. So while your divine feminine is over here as the Ace of Cups, feeling all of it and allowing everything to flow through her like a device plugged into a charger, that it's pulling from like an endless source of energy, your divine masculine is able to use that high vibrational power to channel exact intentions into form. So the Magician is very strict, and you guys, don't be shocked if what you asked for is exactly what materializes. And if you haven't asked for anything specific yet, sit down, write down some intentions, set some intentions, visualize them, imagine them, pray about them, create a sigil, start speaking it, affirming it, whatever it is your method is, start doing that. Get very specific about what you want, because something is going to manifest or come in for you guys specifically the way that you asked for it, to the point that it might definitely surprise you guys with the Hangman in reverse right here. Hangman in reverse showing up as to sort of describe the energy between your masculine and your feminine is a little interesting, because the Hanged Man is the card of enlightenment. He reaches a state of enlightenment and awareness that he never accessed before, but he realizes this in the 11th hour. He realizes this right before the Death card, right? So in reverse, this is saying for me that you guys are having some sort of major realization, some sort of revelation that won't manifest in a painful situation. The Hangman is a painful card. He's hanging on a cross, right? There's nothing easy about that. In reverse, this can say you still reach that same level of enlightenment without that painful experience. Or this can also be saying that whatever you're about to realize, whatever epiphany you're about to have, is not going to manifest in some sort of extreme situation or experience. But the main point here is that it's important for you guys to open your eyes. Okay. So when the Hangman shows up in reverse, in the general sense, this can talk about us not seeing something, not seeing things clearly with our third eye, with our spiritual eye, kind of being aloof to what is happening in front of us spiritually. And so again, that comes back to almost a little bit tying the messages that came through in both your divine masculine and feminine here, that it's like you guys are on your way to remembering that you were always the Ace of Cups. You were always abundant. You were always divine. You were always blessed. You were always the Magician. You were always intentional. You were always in control. You were always a master manifester. It's about opening your eyes and seeing that, remembering that with the Hangman in reverse. Okay. Let's start off seeing what your divine masculine and feminine are in need of right now. Okay, we have here Capricorn, achieve. And underneath the deck here, we have Sun, source. So Capricorn, it rules the highest house in astrology or in an astrological chart. It sits at the very top of a chart traditionally. So Capricorn is about where it's about the highest point of a mountain that we're all trying to reach, right? Capricorn is an extremely ambitious sign, very ambitious, very realistic, very hardworking, is not afraid of sacrificing if it means getting closer to that overall goal or aspiration. Capricorn rules really big ideas in life, like our legacy, what we're here to do, what's gonna outlive us. It's our reputation, it's our legacy, it's our work that ends up outliving us. And Sun source in astrology, Sun is going to rule our consciousness. It's going to rule our reality. It's going to rule our spirit. It's going to rule our ego. It's going to rule even our talents. And like the example that I use, it's like when you plug a charger into a device and it's going to charge it up. That's exactly what the sun does for us in astrology. It charges us up. That's exactly what the sun also does in astrology. It's going to show you what you need to feel like you are living your life, what you need to feel excited in life, what you need to feel like you are falling in love with life every single day. The sun is going to control that because it's all about your vitality in astrology. So what your divine masculine and feminine are in need of right now is not being afraid to really tap into your most ambitious aspirations. What do you really want to achieve? Okay. Like there is some sort of huge dream or goal that you guys may want to achieve that you may be a little almost afraid of going after or afraid of admitting that like, hey, I would love to do something super huge. I feel like I'm meant to do something huge in my life. But I'm a little afraid of going after it. Or, you guys may be sort of like downplaying your ability to achieve something great in your own life. For Capricorn achieve and Sun source to come out. You guys may be doubting that you are able to, achieve great things, that you are meant to leave some sort of great legacy behind. But what your divine masculine and feminine are in need of right now is a common achievement that they can work together or towards manifesting. Okay. With the masculine here being described with the Magician card, your divine masculine is ready to focus on something. Like I said, in the Magician card, he's pointing, he's aiming at something, he's targeting something. That's what we do with Capricorn sitting at the very top of the chart. Traditionally, we point our finger at the top of the chart and we say, that's where I want to get. That's the mountain that I want to climb, and I want to get all the way to the top. So for you guys, where your divine feminine and masculine are in need of right now, because your divine feminine, she has the source, sun source. She has the ability, she is abundant enough to help your divine masculine pursue its ambitions. It's just about being able to narrow that down and not doubting yourself anymore with your hangman in reverse. A lot of you guys, you're kind of in denial a little bit with your hangman in reverse about what you're meant to do, and how great something is that you guys are meant to achieve. You're meant to experience some sort of great achievement in your life. You guys are just kind of downplaying it. You're almost in denial about it. And it could be because you guys are maybe a little bit afraid of going after something so big, but you guys are meant to. Let's see where there's imbalance between your divine masculine and feminine. And we have here self-love. Yeah, exactly. This is that Ace of Cups right here. And then we have your omens. So with omens and self-love, you guys have a lot of signs around you. You have a lot of synchronicities around you. You have a lot of messages around you that keep trying to point you in the direction of self-love, of loving yourself, taking care of yourself, self-care, being confident in yourself as well. With self-love, self-love is like we give ourselves everything it is that we need to feel great. This is that Ace of Cups. Okay, so it's like you guys are, if you are in balance right now, one way to get into balance is to focus on self-care, focus on self-love, focus on creating a deeper connection to yourself. For those of you that have already done that, this is how you maintain balance, by continuously pouring into yourself with the Ace of Cups right here and self-love. Also with omens here, omens talks about predictions. It talks about foreshadowing, some sort of almost like a prophecy. So what sort of prophecy are you guys ignoring? Some of you were definitely drawn to pile 3 because pile 3 also had the hangman in reverse come out in the same exact position. And there is like a message that's almost carrying over a little bit from pile 3 into this pile. Some of you guys, you may have been drawn to pile 3, or actually you may have been a little pulled towards pile 3, but may have not felt like it was necessarily your pile, because, and if that's the case, it's more than likely because pile 3 is something that you guys have left behind and you're more so in this state right now, in pile 4 state. If that's the case, it's just further confirmation that, again, you guys are definitely meant to, there is some sort of prophecy almost that you guys are meant to fulfill when it comes to Sun, Taurus, Capricorn, achieve, Ace of Cups, the Magician, omens card right here. You guys are meant to achieve something long lasting. And you guys are going to bring your divine masculine and feminine into balance. The more that you Believe in your own fate and believe in your own future. But again, some of you guys are in denial about it, or you're pushing it down. You're suppressing whatever you're meant to achieve. You may be suppressing your dreams. And your divine feminine, she is completely in tune with all of her creative powers right now for the Ace of Cups to come out and represent her. And your masculine is ready to birth all of those things into the material form. But you guys have to stop being in denial about what you're capable of, what you're able to do, what you're able to achieve. The moment that you guys tap into your own sun source power energy, sun represents our personal power in astrology, as well as even like our free will in a lot of ways. The moment that you guys tap into your own courage, your own strength in terms of like, I know I'm meant to achieve something great. It's going to start materializing. It's going to start manifesting. Okay. So this is how you guys really bring this into balance. Just know that it is an act of self-love to dream and to go after your dreams. That is one of the ultimate acts of self-love. It's almost rebellious in a lot of ways too. Because so many people will try to tell you, oh, that's delusional. That's never going to happen. You almost have to rebel against your own fears and other people's projections in order to go after your own dreams, which is crazy because it's like they're your dreams, but it's like you may feel so much pushback when it comes to going after them that it can almost start to feel scary to go after them. So, let's see what your divine masculine and feminine have been trying to communicate to you guys, how they have been showing up in your life. Oops. Okay, here we have here open doors, manifest the new. This is that magician. And then make miracles also came out for you. Make miracles says stay open-minded, receptive to the magic unfolding in your life. This is that magician card again. Your divine masculine and feminine are ready to manifest some sort of a miracle in your life. And then it says dream weaver. This is what we were just talking about. It is an act of self-love to go after your dreams, you guys. It says dreaming and imagining bring your powerful vision into reality. You guys are meant to, this is total confirmation. You guys are meant to bring some sort of powerful vision into reality. The powerful visions that you guys have had, whatever your dreams are, those are the omens that are in you guys' life. Your dreams are omens trying to tell you like, hey, this is something that you're meant to experience. You're meant to achieve this. Okay. Dreamweaver. And then we have your open doors. You have many options, so take your time to choose what is right. And then it says making plans. Chart your course with intention. The future is yours to design and navigate. Your future is yours to design and navigate. That's exactly what we do with our dreams. We see something in our mind's eye, and then we decide how to bring it into form, how to bring it to fruition, how to get there. Okay, this is totally your Capricorn energy. Some of you guys, you may even be a Capricorn sun as well, for Sun and Capricorn to come out. And then we have here, manifest the new, embrace change and envision your desires. Again, about envisioning your desires, you guys. Wow. It says allowing the universe to align with your intentions. And then it says going forward, do not dwell on the past, but focus on creating a brighter future. This is what you guys are, you're meant to focus on creating a brighter future. This is where you're meant to channel a lot of your energy right now. You guys are working with, miracle energy, dream energy right now. This is how your divine masculine and feminine have been showing up. So make some plans to go forward with your dreams. Okay. Let's see what your divine masculine and feminine have been trying to manifest into you guys' life. Did another card flip over? Nope. Okay. We have positive faith and optimism and block out distractions. Positivity, faith, and optimism says you open the doorway, just like this open door card right here, to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. You guys, don't be in denial about your dreams anymore. Stay positive about, like we talked about your self-love card. It is an act of self-love to go after your dreams. It says do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on, just like this going forward card right here. And then it says keep the faith and keep going. You guys, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Your divine feminine is already so in touch with her ability to believe and dream things into being. And your masculine is here just waiting to get those directions from your feminine, from you to say, hey, this is something that I'm dreaming up. And once you give those directions to your masculine, like, hey, let's make this happen. Let's bring this to fruition. Your divine masculine energy is really going to get to work. Okay. Stay positive. Do not be in denial about what you're able to achieve, pile 4. And block out distraction says your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it is time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what is important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. So block out any distractions as well. You guys may be receiving a lot of signs as well about something or someone being a distraction in your life, and kind of needing to maybe put, distance yourself from them for the time being until you can kind of get some sort of plan or dream or goal off the ground. Let's see what lesson your divine masculine and feminine have been calling into your life. Okay, we have here blame, abundance, and growth. Blame says I accept responsibility for my well-being. Abundance here says I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. This is totally your Ace of Cups, your Magician card. And then we have your growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. You guys are meant to grow. You're meant to grow your abundance. The first thing that you guys need to stop doing, if you've been doing this, is blaming yourself. This is totally that Hangman card in reverse. But it's really you guys also have your Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the father of time in astrology, but he also rules discipline, challenges, and fear. He is also associated with karma and accountability. He says whatever you give is what you're going to receive. What you're willing to, whatever it is that you want, you have to sacrifice in order to get it. You have to work for what you want. Saturn is the harsh, strict, rigid father of the zodiac that rules limits and restrictions. So he restricts things for us because he is trying to help us master our own journey. And so with Capricorn, you guys may naturally be really hard on yourself, especially if you're a Capricorn sun or have dominant Capricorn energy in your chart. You may be like a Capricorn moon, a Capricorn rising, even a Capricorn Mars somewhere. You may have been born on a Saturday. But yeah, you guys may have very strong Capricorn energy. And if you do, then you naturally take the blame for a lot of things, and that's almost your way of like just holding yourself accountable and being like, I know I can do better, I know I can make some improvements, I know I can do this. Capricorn is a firm believer in what they're able to do, and one of the ways that they are able to reach such great heights is by being honest with themselves, is by being realistic with themselves. That is how Capricorn is able to achieve such great things. And this is why Capricorn's mascot is the goat in astrology. You guys may, take responsibility for your own place in life and for where you are, for where you're going. So that kind of tells me, if that's the case, that you guys know you're capable of achieving something great. You're meant, you were put here to achieve something great. It's just a matter of not being in denial about that at the same time. And you guys may almost be in denial about what you feel called to do or what you feel like you are meant to achieve in this life because you're so hard on yourself with this blame card in Capricorn here. So, and sun as well. Sun is the brightest thing in the sky. And in astrology, sun is responsible for our entire solar system. Our solar system revolves around the sun, right? So the sun takes responsibility for our entire solar system. And so again, you guys may be really hard on yourself, and this may be why you guys suppress your dreams a lot of the time, because you're already somebody that's really, really hard on yourself. But again, you guys are meant to grow in abundance. Okay. You're already tapped into abundance here with the Ace of Cups, and your masculine, your divine masculine is ready for growth, real tangible growth. So definitely tap into that for sure. Because these are the lessons that your divine masculine and feminine have been manifesting for you, is learning how to not blame yourself, learning how to grow through the lessons or the trials and the tribulations, and as well as too how to even tap into your own abundance. Like we talked about with your Ace of Cups, this is you guys coming back to realize that, hey, I've always been abundant, I've always been capable, I've always been blessed. And then a final message from your divine masculine and feminine to you. Okay. We have here Mookaite, Jasper underneath the deck, and then we have Quantum Quattro coming out for you. So I'm going to read this out of the book. Quantum Quattro Synergy says, Quantum Quattro has amazing healing power and a dramatic effect on physical vitality. It brings about an energetic shift and integration. It says you are an extremely complex person who is seeking wholeness within yourself. This is that Ace of Cups right here. Again, coming back to remembering that I'm already complete. I literally said that when we were just looking at your Ace of Cups card here. It says, examine all facets of your personality, especially those you hide from yourself or others. Accept those of value. Find the gift hidden deep within mistakes. Forgive and let go. This is that blame right here. Release yourself from codependencies and abusive relationships. That may be another thing that you guys are also releasing, especially with the self-love card down here as well, and even blame. Okay, so for those of you that are working through blame, self-love is going to help you guys work through that and release that. It says, heal your inner child. Didn't I talk about that with your Ace of Cups? You guys may be reconnecting with your inner child as well. It says, recognize the resources that you have to draw on. This is that Ace of Cups as well, that like infinite battery. Divination here says, karmic aspects need healing. Your question is nowhere near as straightforward as it seems, so dig deep and see all sides. The power of the whole is much greater than its component parts. Once you have all the information, you are invincible and evolve rapidly. This is that growth over here in abundance. Healing Insight says, recognizing that you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior enhances your own well-being. And the timing here says Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. And Soul Path is holistic healing for the soul. Okay. And pile 4, this is it. This is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and amazing spirit for these messages. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.